According to the United States Surgeon General, we are living through a loneliness epidemic where 1 in 4 adults feels isolated. Yet, when you deliberately cut people off, what you experience is not loneliness or brokenness, but an overwhelming and profound sense of peace. You were not always this way. There was likely a long chapter of your life where you were the endlessly reliable friend who answered calls at 2 in the morning, the family member who maintained the peace, and the partner who absorbed everyone else's problems like a sponge. You gave the same advice, watched people ignore it, and welcomed them back anyway, until one day, your brain simply flipped a protective switch. This quiet shift was not a moment of weakness, but your nervous system doing exactly what it was designed to, a survival mechanism. Psychologists explain through Dr. Stephen Porges' polyvagal theory. When people have taken more than they have given for too long, your brain moves you out of social engagement and into the dorsal vagal response, initiating a necessary shutdown to conserve your finite energy. For many, this instinct was forged deep in childhood, where you learned to constantly read the room, scan your parents' faces the moment they walked through the door, and adapt to unpredictable moods just to feel safe in your own home. Psychologist Murray Bowen called this pattern emotional cutoff, which develops when a child learns early on that love and unpredictability are a package deal, forcing them to sense tension before a single word is ever spoken. Because of this background, your brain has evolved into an incredibly refined early warning system, a phenomenon supported by a 2023 study in Nature Neuroscience that found early emotional stress leads to heightened activity in the brain's threat detection regions. Furthermore, researchers at the University of Iowa discovered that the frontal lobe, responsible for complex social decisions, works overtime in people with this history. This scientific data proves you are not paranoid or overly sensitive. You simply are processing social information at a level most people never access, allowing you to recognize draining patterns, conditional compliments, and toxic cycles of love bombing long before anyone else catches on. While there is a real physical danger to prolonged isolation, with the CDC reporting it significantly increases the risk of heart disease and stroke, staying surrounded by the wrong people can be equally damaging to your ray health. The vital difference is that walls block everyone out of fear, while the boundaries you are setting are selective and built from deep self-awareness. Society might mistakenly label you as antisocial, isolated, or withdrawn, assuming you are incomplete without constant connection. But you are actually experiencing true solitude, which is the presence of peace rather than the painful absence of connection. A quiet phone now feels like absolute relief instead of rejection, and the space you have created is a sanctuary rather than a prison. You are not cold, heartless, or incapable of love. You are simply a person who learned the hard way that not everyone is entitled to your energy. Ultimately, as Harvard's famous 75-year study on happiness proved, a fulfilling and joyful life is not about the sheer quantity of people you surround yourself with, but about having the right ones. If your circle has grown small but is finally filled with people who truly see, respect, and replenish you, you are not doing anything wrong. You have simply made the fiercely brave choice to step out of the chaos, guard your energy, and uncompromisingly protect your peace.